Dr. Light, Dr. J. Light, in the business of saving lives. It must be about a heaven, Godhead Mother, business, the heavenly Godhead Mother on the main line, G-Tel, Godhead Mother, Revelation 21. I, John, saw the wife, the bride of the Lion King of Kings, the Godhead Mother, coming down like a bride adorned for her husband. Revelation 21. I'm going to say it again. The angel, Michael the archangel, the husbandman himself, is the one showing John the revelation of what the Son, S-U-N, of heaven is, of the sanctuary in heaven is, the nucleus of all creation. Michael Jordan, the archangel, is the angel that says, "Come, John, let me show you my wife." G-Tel is our own proprietary phones that we're using to take virtual reality and all of the marginalized groups that have received trauma and have been left behind. No more trauma. This is a zero tolerance of trauma, lifesaver movement. 2009, when our perfect lifesaver, Sean Hackett, number 5, Sean Hackett, and the whole Hackett crew came down for vacation. Shay Hackett, with all of my babies in her house, was living down here at the time in Leesburg. Working in the medical field at the Leesburg Hospital. Once again, my cousin Shay Hackett with Montia and Malik and Josh and Michael. We're living in Leesburg, working as a healthcare provider in the Leesburg hospital system. Leesburg is in Lake County, but I live in the heart of Florida. Haines City, Winter Haven, Lakeland. They call that Polk County, Florida. And William Hackett, Shay's older brother, comes down with all of his sons for vacation. And I'm at the height of a blueprint that I'm giving to a neighborhood called Paramore Kids Zone. Because 20 years ago, when I got down here in 05, there was a young teenager that stuck up an off-duty police officer at an ATM. And then the young teenager shot and killed the off-duty police officer at the ATM. And so I just came from Chicago, Illinois, from 1999 to 2005, doing No More Trauma, Dr. J Life, Dr. J for Michael Jordan, the Jordan River, Dr. J, Dr. J Life in the business of saving lives. And so the whole city, they did a 40 days of prayer. All of the churches in Orlando came together trying to figure out how to prevent the escalating crime and violence that they were seeing with such a brazen execution at an ATM. And I showed up and I said, at the Mount Sinai Educational Complex, we use recreation, we use business development, we break any and every negative cycle and turn it into a positive stream of income, revenue, wealth. Then we give them a 5 to 10 year business plan. Then we find out what it is they passionate and they love and they the best in at the world in competing in games in our hip hop, urban, Beach Street. The whole essence of our neighborhoods is competition, king of the mountain. We got the best neighborhood dancers. We got the best neighborhood singers. We got the best neighborhood models. We got the best neighborhood MCs. We got the best neighborhood breakdancers. That's what we do in our neighborhoods. Violence and crime and killing and murdering, that's foreigners. Those are bastards of the party. No home training, no home promised land, no first fruit blessing, no birthright blessing, no covenant with God, no commandment keeping, no. The mothers that raised us, they told us to go out into them streets at the height of the war on drugs. But the principles they instilled in us, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not covet. You already the King of Kings. That why would you want? Everybody else is less than you. You're supposed to be going out and making those who are less than you, lifting them up. How could we even have envy in our hearts or covetousness in our hearts when we have been trained that we are the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords and the Queens of Queens? So our go outside commandment is to save lives. For the ignorant who don't know that they can have the same exact covenant, why rob and steal when you can be an heir of the blessing? Because our blessing is burnt, pressed down, shaken together, running over. I got more than enough in my King of Kings and Lord of Lords to share with those of y'all who don't have nothing. My inheritance is so overwhelming and overflowing that I can have all of mine and still give and bless you and all of yours. So we here in a conference in Orlando, Florida. Every Wednesday. This is the registration. This is the registration. We doing what we gave the city and what we gave the mayors of Orlando in '08 and '09. studio for the kids to create Hollywood studios and Hollywood stars. More importantly, the Holy Land Fashion Week experience. The Holy Land Fashion Week. The Holy Land is not gone. The Holy Land experience is not gone. The Holy Land experience is the marriage covenant. We're going to show you anywhere in the world, if you experience trauma, drug addiction, if you experience trauma, we got our groups who are aging out, our 19-year-olds aging out, Department of Children and Family Services. Catholic Charities has failed you. The Department of Children and Family Services has failed you. Churches and philanthropic organizations had 19 years to get you off the adoption rolls. 19 years. And then the state says if they don't have a family and if they don't have a home and if they don't have a plan, we cut them off. They're not again another dime after 19 years old. And then these young people that have been skipped over, passed over, adults in their lives have abused drugs, have gone to prison. Adults in their lives have only been focused on themselves. And then society has undereducated them, underfunded them. And then says at 19, if you don't have a plan and if you haven't put it together in 19 years, their parents didn't put it together. Their grandparents didn't put it together. Their state, their local government didn't put it together. Why are they supposed to put it together? But they hold these 19-year-olds accountable. Say you're not getting another dime. And so they end up doing crime, homeless, prostituting, in the same neighborhoods that they throw them off the rolls at. That's called the aging out group. We have the displaced hurricane victims all throughout St. Pete, Florida, Tampa, Florida, all throughout where the most pristine beaches in the world are. You have the displaced individuals who, from August to October of last year, they fled from rising waters that destroyed their apartment complexes. And the federal government, FEMA, gave them vouchers for 60 days, maybe 90 days in these hotels, pretty much hotels that nobody stays in. They weren't filled to capacity before the event happened, but they're filled to capacity now. And then after the 60 to 90 days, when these people couldn't go back to their apartment complexes because they were destroyed by floods, they couldn't go back to their neighborhoods because they were in such low-lying areas that the water destroyed their homes. Now, with no FEMA voucher, FEMA took back all of the vouchers after the 60 or 90 days. And then these people who had jobs, of course they had jobs. They were in apartments. They were in homes. They had jobs. Now these apartment complexes that were empty before the disaster get to charge $1,800 per room here in Florida. So now these victims are trapped, financially trapped. We went and we serviced them over Christmas during Toys for Tots. Pastor Ken Munich from Mount Sinai SDA Church. From a nursing home bed coordinated Toys for Tots distribution. The trucks pulled up to Mount Sinai. We went and unloaded the trucks and then drove the toys all the way down to St. Pete, to Don and Lois Howard, who found these hotels, who feed every Monday. Don and Lois Howard, who just celebrated their 30th year wedding anniversary, created this break the cycle. Economic component by giving me a car detailing business when I was at Oakwood University with a car detailing solution called Try Wash It Go. We called that enterprise Shine Doctors because the word says the sick have need of a physician. Shine Doctors. Don and Lois Howard gave me an enterprise, a business enterprise, and said, go give it to the least of these our brethren who is dealing dope, who is robbing, who is stealing, who have dead end, no GED, no nothing, all throughout Huntsville, all throughout Alabama, all throughout Chicago, all throughout the world. Go give Shine Doctors, polish, dazzling, transformation, transfiguration, break the cycle, no more trauma, no more trauma of the drug war on drugs, no more trauma of poverty, no more trauma of gang banging, no more trauma of in and out of prison, no more trauma. Break the cycle, son. Here, be in the business of saving lives. Don and Lois Howard, hustle man, also the coach of the greatest Fab Five Hoop, Fab Five Hoop, the greatest intramural squad in the country, 1993, 1999, at Oakwood University, greatest intramural squad, greatest greatest basketball hooping squad, greatest Rucker Park hooping squad, greatest urban and one mixtape tour hooping squad, Ray Saunders, D. Leggett, Hotep Musgrove, Khalid Neesmith. The list goes on and on and on. Of the greatest hoopers in the 90s who was at Oakwood University. Not no Chris Webber. Not no Fab Five at Michigan. Oakwood University. And we backed it up all over the country. Brooklyn, Queens, backed it up all over the country. It ain't even a question. And our coach, Don Howard, hustle man, not no James Roddy, Don Howard. So we here. We have a conference where we're syncing, we're taking our own phone, our own Android phone. Then we're taking the technology. I'm a three-time graduate of Full Sail University, master's degree, bachelor's degree, and an audio engineer, a recording engineer. Meaning I know how to program automation. AI is only an extension of automation. Back in 05, was programming and automating recording consoles to record. And it's those codes of automation that we also use in the video game industry to create a whole nother economy in video games like Sims. We have a simulation world where individuals can go in and you can upload money and you can convert your money and you can buy clothes and cars and upgrade your house. You can buy property in the game. We're doing this in 2005, 2006. Automation is programming. Two 2005, 2006. The music industry inside the video games is way more lucrative. And you get all of your money. You don't get the small little trickle down economics that they give you in the record. Yes, when we put soundtracks into the video games and when you buy the video games, I get all of my money as the MC that put the soundtrack in the video game. And every time you play that video game and my song plays, I'm getting paid. So we decided to give that knowledge, those abilities to the kids in this neighborhood. The city thought that it should be, I don't know, they must have thought that our kids weren't worthy. I don't know. But we're here 20 years later in the same educational complex, in the same neighborhoods, Paramore, Washington Shores. And once again, this is a conference where you can come and you can get a makeover, a financial makeover. You can come and you can get directly. You don't have to go through the powers that be anymore. You don't have to go through the county, Orange County. You don't have to go through the mayor's faith-based matching program. No, we're coming straight to the public, putting these same exact programs here. We're inviting the whole world. Flying to Orlando for 16 weeks. Every Wednesday, we're going to start a new wedding feast makeover. Top to bottom for families, starting with the marriage couple. Beloved, I wish above all things that you prosper, be in health, even as your soul spiritually prospers. So, beloved is, we call it the one love, ING, in the beginning marriage, beloved. Anywhere, wherever you are, no more trauma. Doesn't matter what path of life what trap you felt falling in, gang violence, felons, prostitution, mental health, mental ill. It doesn't matter what the trauma you get to Orlando, Florida, 16 weeks, starting this week. We started last week on Don and Lois Howard's 30th wedding anniversary. And we're going to give you the same makeovers that were given in the Bible during this week. The woman at the well received a transformation, received a visit from the Messiah, the Prince. And the Messiah, the Prince, was predicted at 49 weeks, the Messiah, the Prince, would show up. The people of the day missed that mathematical calculation. Daniel foretold that in 49 weeks, the Messiah, the Prince, will show up and he would do transformation and transfiguration. Well, this is my wife's 49th year of life, 1975. 49ers. And so Holywood Studios, we're going to go back every week. We're going to take this location right here. This is the Ritz-Carlton. This is the Ritz-Carlton, Orlando. My family owns a chain of barbershops. My grandmother's family has Mason's Barber and Beauty in Trenton, New Jersey. That's my grandmother Get's family. Shout out to Amos Dean. William Jr., William Mason Jr., and Mary Mason. I'm married, 94 years old. Shout out to William and Mary, the operators of, still to this day, Mason's Barber and Beauty, Pennington Avenue, Trenton, New Jersey. Amos Dean, shout out to my queen, Keisha, Amos Dean's wife. And on my other side, my other grandmother, Evelyn Webb, Her baby, William Hackett, son of Samson, William Butch, and Diane Hackett, razor sharp from the heart. I believe it was up to 4 different razor sharps on all 4 corners of the city. And then let's not forget Baller, razor sharp clothing store, also in West Trenton. So my family is into barber and beauty. And in honor of my grandmother, Evelyn Webb, and in honor of my grandmother, Aura Leggett, we decided to get into the cosmetology and the medical cosmetology and the medical esthetician. My wife and my kids, with the technology that we have, using virtual reality and therapy and sports medicine and physical therapy and occupational therapy. We now can do things with pain. We now can do things with stroke patients. We now can do things with people who have brain diseases, MS, Lou Gehrig's disease, the ALS challenge. You remember the ice water bucket challenge years ago? One of our closest mentors and trainers in health, Dr. Dawson, passed away from ALS. Let's not forget Parkinson's disease. Parkinson's disease is a brain disease. Let's not forget Alzheimer's, dementia. My grandmother, Leggett, passed away. And we now have the technology, so no more families have to deal with your loved one with Parkinson's disease, your loved one with ALS. We are getting gains with therapy using powerful phones that we own and virtual reality headsets that we also own, and then programming them. My son, Damon, has an innovation lab here in Orlando, Florida. And my alumni from Full Sail University in film and television degrees, in cinematology, in business degrees, in art and design degrees. I have the career fairs here to get the programmers and the engineers and the developers and to offer the highest paid salaries in the country to cure, not manage, the diseases that we spoke about. People who are addicted to painkillers, to pain medications because of pain. We want you to register to get a makeover with us. Today is Wednesday, April the 9th. Register. Register to get a makeover if you want transformation and transfiguration. Register with us if you want to be the highest paid cosmetologist, the highest paid barber and beauty practitioner in the world. Because in the spa that we just launched, we have launched a razor sharp and Mason's Yacht Club spa. My grandmothers kept asking me, when is my yacht gonna come in? I would tell both of my grandmas, Grandma Webb and Grandma Leggett, yo, your yacht club has come in with me. I'm telling them that their financial payday is here. All my life, I was telling my grandma, both grandmothers, and they bet on me, and they bet on us. They bet on us that the training that they put into us in this generation will pay off financially. And so, in their honor, we're here to launch it. Because Don and Lois Howard saw the investment that they made in us 30 years ago and gave us a business, and we've taken a business. And Shine Doctors is real. We break the cycle of any negative trauma and we reverse it into a positive stream of income that a good man leave a wealth to his children's children. So we want you to come down here. And just like these other groups, they put together productions. Every week, we're going to put together a production, a 7-day production. Here's the breakdown. In this location right here, we're going to transform it into a media production. These are the stage hands. This is the marketing. This is everything. This is the largest scale career fair. And every day we're going to put on a production at the end of the day. Early in the morning, we're going to start hiring for all of these categories. And we're going to put you to work and put you to place with the professionals who do this from my school. And we're going to have a daily Holywood Studios production. And we're going to have the barbers and beauty supply and the estheticians and the masseuses and anybody who ever wants to work with us permanently going forward. You need to come down and show up and compete for these open career fairs. This is a live competition for the career of your dreams. This is a live audition to sing and to dance and to play the pro recreation of your dreams professionally and do that instead of the crime and the violence that got you into the trauma that you were in. We're saying come and exchange your trauma for the thing of your dreams that you've always wanted to do. And if you can be the best in your city and the best in in the building, when we turn the lights and the cameras on, they will pay you what your weight is in gold and silver to do that thing. This is our challenge. It's called Let's Get in the Beginning Fit. 90 days. We're going to give you 90 days to transform and erase the trauma in your life, no matter who you are, from what background. All of y'all coming to Orlando, Florida. So we booked the Ritz-Carlton for 16 weeks. This is the grand opening launch of a summer camp. We're hiring for our medical estheticians, our medical cosmetologists, our yacht club and spa, every position in our yacht club and spa to do the makeovers. We're hiring for our professional recreational leagues. We're doing a tournament, 64 teams over these 16 weeks in basketball, volleyball, football, flag football, track, boxing, You name it, daily, we're doing a skills and drills tryout to put people on 64 teams in 64 different locations spread out throughout Florida and the rest of the country. Florida is the home, and wherever y'all actually live at is the away. You got a home base in Florida for 64 of you. And then wherever you actually live, we're going to also put a media team in your away location that will broadcast and stream all of the games in our pro league. So starting this week, Wednesday, April the 9th, going to secure this location. We have Airbnbs all throughout Florida to do auditions, tryouts, photo shoots, modeling. We have venues reserved, rooftop, industry networking events every night for a whole week. So you come out during the day, you register, you compete for a spot, then we invite you to one of the Airbnbs to audition, to demonstrate your skills live in a real working environment in the career path that you're auditioning for with us. Then from the Airbnb, we will invite you to network with the sponsors and the business people who we're giving an opportunity to display their products and become title sponsors of this 16-week summer camp. And we are going to go to venues, then we're going to turn on the lights and the cameras, and we're going to let the best performers and the best singers and the best dancers battle it out on stage. The best cheerleaders battle it out. The best MCs, the best open mic. Every night, we're going to have the whole city, the whole neighborhood. We want to see who's the best of the best in Haines City, who's the best of the best in Miami, who's the best of the best in West Palm Beach, who's the best of the best in Brooklyn. My main man, Danka Beasley from the DBL in Chicago is on his way down. We're partnering with the ESPN Dan Patrick School of Broadcasting. With our campus organizations, it's called the Entertainment Networking Society. I created the Entertainment Networking Society 20 years ago in 2005. So that businesses and people around the world could have a direct access to the skills and the professionals coming out of Full Sail every single month. So instead of partnering with other organizations and all that, we're coming directly to you, the public. Today's here to register. We're live. This is the Ritz-Carlton Orlando. We have Airbnb set up to get a closer look at you and your skills. We want to see who the best of the best is in makeup, in braiding, in barber, in beauty, in esthetician service, spa services. We want to look at you in real time. We want to do the same thing for you who are playing basketball. When you come out, we're going to give you an opportunity to get on a court and battle it out with the best of the best in all of these cities and neighborhoods. And then, the most important thing you need to know, we have 5-year, $10 million covenants. 5 million, five. Once again, Don and Lois Howard put a business enterprise. So everybody who comes to us, we're putting a business enterprise into your life in exchange for you giving up the crime, the violence, the trauma, the addiction. That is the deal. That is the covenant. I'm sick and tired of the cycle. So we're saying we're going to start with your marriage. We're going to start with your children. We're going to start with the negative, destructive trauma that you've inflicted personally on yourself. We're going to cure that. Then we're going to give you a positive residual stream of income. And then we're going to hold you accountable to transform and transfigure every single life that we put you in contact with after we do it for you. That's the contract. That's the covenant. So I don't care how you get here. Get here if you can. Register. For those of y'all all over the country, we have online registration. It costs. All of this costs $400 per individual is the deposit. $1,600 per person is your annual registration. We do have businesses and sponsors who can sponsor those of y'all who can't afford it yourself. Everybody got to come up. Everybody got to be able to hustle up your $400 deposit. We'll do it at a layaway. Let you put down $40 cash and spread out the $400. But if you can't hustle up $400 to transform and transfigure your life, then you don't even need to be in our life. For coaches and teams those of y'all who want to coach these teams professionally, we audition and interviewing coaches. Y'all got to come up with $3,200 per team. The Danka Beasley got a whole league. Those of y'all who want to be the Danka Beasley for your hood, it's a cost associated with, but there's ownership. That's an ownership partnership. Okay. He controls all of the bread of his league on our broadcast and our network. And we'll negotiate and we'll work out those deals. Y'all need to register. Once again, we got layaway. So if you got to put down the whole team, if you want to represent your neighborhood, and you say, yo, listen, you're going to have to at least come up with $320. That's your layaway, coach. Y'all players individually, y'all going to have to come up with at least $40. But $400 is your deposit and $1,600 per individual. $320 is y'all layaway, but $3,200 for y'all coaches is what you gotta pay for the whole team. And you can submit your tryouts from all over the country this week from Wednesday to next week Wednesday. April the 9th. What's that? To the 17th? Yeah. It's the second week. We started with Don's anniversary. We here in Orlando, Florida, and all over the country. No matter where you're at, we got a facility just like this, Arizona, in any city, Trenton, every single city. We have reserved a place where you can come, and our people physically, after you do your online submission, we will give you the place locally to go get your makeover, do your tryout, go to the Airbnb and display your skills and drills, then come out to the place locally in your local area for the industry networking with our sponsors and our business partners. And then we're going to have the showcases, the live auditions to choose the best of the best MCs, the best of the best dancers, the best of the best singers, the best of the best actresses, the models, fashion show, runway fashion show every night this week. And every week for 16 weeks, we're going to do this. So once the 17th ends, we're going to find another location in the same city. And for 16 weeks in all of these cities, we're going to launch these 64 professional franchises. You got to come here to Orlando to get your Hollywood Studios, Hollywood Star, modeling covenant. We call it the Baymax watch. Shout out to Spider Low. The Baymax watch. Once again, I'm going to lead this. Our inspiration for all of this is Sean Hackett had a traumatic brain injury, and we lost my nephew when he was 13 years old. And now my son, Damon Jr., is 13 years old. And I went through the same thing in my generation with my older cousin, Sean Coffee Roberts. Traumatic brain injury, same ages, everything. By the time I was 13 years old, I was walking in Sean Coffey's shoes. Now that my son is 13 years old, Sean Hackett's perfect life. Sean Hackett trained in basketball and then displayed on the basketball court that he out-trained everybody else. Sean Hackett trained in football and then got on the football field and proved that he had out-trained. And the same training that Butch and Diane Hackett gave to me, all leading up to when I lost Sean Coffee Roberts, allowed me to weather that storm and step into Sean Coffee Roberts' shoes at 13 and no longer represent me, but represent him. And I'm giving my son, Damon Jr., the same exact. And everybody in Paramore, and everybody in Washington Shores, and everybody in Pine Hills, and every young person across the country. No more trauma. Sean Hackett and Sean Coffey, the first and the last trauma. No more trauma. This is the Adonai. This is the Adonai Freedom House. And break the cycle. A mirror plan to save lives. It's the Adonai Freedom House. Adonai was created. Mom Harris has a grandchild. We created this VR program and launching it here today so that Mom Harris's grandchild, Charlie Poe, so that my nephew, William Mathel Hunter, the third, so my cousin Tracy Webb, anybody in my family that is behind bars, anybody in our family, I have authority directly from Evelyn Webb. I have the authority in our family directly from Aura Lillian Leggett. They both told me, you better not lose one of my grandbabies. They said, all my grandbabies will be taught of the Lord the way that I taught you. I was given authority to do intervention for all of Evelyn Webb's babies and Aura Lillian Leggett's babies. So just like Moses told Pharaoh of the day, I tell the pharaohs of the day, let my people go so that we can worship the creator of heaven. We stopping by every fake political system, every fake head of state. We're telling you on the same authority from the burning bush to let my people go. Okay? Adonai. What you see here is career source of Florida. We have this program has been identified by Career Source of Florida to employ Floridians all over the state and all over the and we're just resurrecting the same exact blueprint that we gave to Mayor Buddy Dyer and Mayor Dennings in '09 and '05 when a young man shot and killed an off-duty police officer. But because they did not design and create the program, when they took the program, they didn't know what to do with it. So we're here to do it ourselves for anybody who wants the solution, the financial solution, the health solution, the mental solution, the spiritual solution, and the marriage covenant solution. I have the largest group of individuals who are 50 years old and have been married for 29 to 30 years. I have the largest group of individuals, I'm going to say it again, who are 50 and 50 plus, who have been married for a minimum of 20 to 25 years plus. This is the blueprint that we're using to reverse engineer trauma. In these marriage covenants that I have studied, I've gleaned principles that this group of individuals who are 50 plus and have been married 20 plus years. I got the largest group of individuals who got married young. My grandparents got married young. So if you was a 16-year-old, 17-year-old, had your first child, but you've been together and now you're 36 and 40, still with the same children, with the same individuals, this group is for you. Remember, the text is, beloved, I wish above all things that you prosper. Beloved is one love, IMG. The one love, IMG, we call it Holywood. Holywood Pictures. One love, IMG. I wish above all things that you prosper, do in health, even as your soul prospers. And lastly, my auntie Kenny and my uncle Lorraine. My auntie Lorraine and my uncle Kenny did for us the same thing that Don and Lois Howard did. They took economic empowerment in a company called Ameriplan since 1992, telehealth and providing services, dental, telemedicine, hospital and health advocacy, vision, prescription, chiropractic, ancillary services, $49. They took an income stream and they said, we know that we can create a group of millionaires by 30. I said, what? They said, we can create millionaires by 30. I took them up. So every year during this time, we do these conventions to give you Auntie Lorraine and Uncle Kenny's Ameriplan Millionaire Before 30 blueprint for your children. I don't care where your child is. If you are 29, 27, 26, 20, from 25 up, 12 up, I have my son, my Damon Jr. He's going to make his first $1 million this year with their blueprint. So I want you to register so we can give you your Auntie Lorraine or Uncle Kenny Ameriplan blueprint, Millionaire Before 30. All of these things are all under one umbrella, under one conference for 16 weeks. Started April the 2nd, but this is April the 9th. And we go from Wednesday to Tuesday, and then we start all over again. A full film production will be shot. This week, we're focusing on the story of Esther. So you're auditioning for your roles to be a part of the cast, to be a part of the soundtrack, to be the dancers, but most importantly, the story of Esther. They got a 12-month beauty treatment. So when you register this week, you're with your group and you're going to get our medical esthetician and cosmetology for 12 months straight, daily. That is what our makeover is. You cannot live a life of trauma when every day for 12 months you get the same beauty makeover that King Darius gave Queen Just Be Eve star. My wife is the present day Just Be Eve star. And I'm the Holywood Pictures, King Cyrus, King Cyrus II, King Darius II. And we're going to give you the same beauty treatments that my wife is going to get this week. That Don is going to get Lois Howard this week. We're extending what we give to our wives in this group. We're opening our wedding party. We're inviting you to join us for a week-long wedding feast. From Wednesday to next week Wednesday. And then we're inviting a whole nother group to come down. And we're going to come back here and we're going to do it again. And every week. And then we're going to go over next week. We're going to focus on Daniel's fitness regime during the same time that Esther got her 12-month makeover. Daniel gave his wife the same exact beauty treatments. And then we're going to take you and we're going to turn the cameras on and we're going to let you be Daniel and let you be Queen Esther. If you could earn the spot.